Hey there folks, this is GreenXI welcoming you to episode 24 of Let's Play Higurashi, and yeah, making this an episode instead of a bonus episode in the end, just so that it doesn't get confusing when it comes to the other arcs coming into this playlist and everything, you know. So, the extra thing that I wanted to show, because the story's all done, the next arc ain't out yet, so all the tips, chapter jumps, so you can go to different chapters, all cast review sessions were unlocked at the end of the story. This will get the final achievement. Not that I really care about Steam achievements, I never even looked up, but thank you for buying Higurashi When They Cry on a Keiichi. Abducted by Demons. A visual novel by 7th Expansion. How was it? If you enjoyed it even a little bit, it would make me happy. Yeah, I did enjoy it so much. Even a little bit is stretching it. That incredibly dark ending made me angry, you know. Made us angry. As I understand it, this Onakakushi chapter is supposed to be somewhat of a prologue to the entire series. Yeah, every other arc is pretty different to this one, in the sense that this, I don't know, it feels quite straightforward, even though you have like, it could be Keiichi just going mad and killing his mates, who knows why, or it could be like his mates actually going mad and making him kill him. You just gotta figure it out for yourself with the other arcs coming into it and try and piece it all together. How could the prologue have such an incredibly dark ending? Yeah, but doesn't that happen sometimes? The player digging through the story in order to avoid a bad ending is the point of these types of games after all. But we can't avoid a bad ending. Oh, I see what she means by figuring out the story. It's still just the first chapter. I'm looking forward to the next one. What happens in the next chapter? Renna, do you know? I know. They said the next chapter will introduce another aspect to the story. It's going to be called the Cotton Drifting Festival, or Watanagashi. And we had the Cotton Drifting Festival in this arc, but it's going to be more to do with it and show another side to that festival, because we didn't get to see anything but the fun side of the festival. There's going to be more to it. That's a strange way of putting it. What's that mean? In this chapter they introduced a string of mysterious deaths that were happening in Hinamizawa recently, right? The next chapter will introduce some of the history of Hinamizawa, and that might sound boring, but it's really not. It's where the game gets really interesting, to me. With one strange event happening after another, I got totally lost. What exactly is Oyoshiro-sama's curse about? Actually, what is Oyoshiro-sama to begin with? They didn't explain it much. The guardian deity, but he seems to be an evil one. But we still don't know much about it, even if we know the basic root of what he is. I haven't heard much about it, but I have kind of a bad feeling about it. It feels like it'll be another one of those scary stories where somebody gets cursed again. Tough luck, eh, Kei-chan? What kind of curse are you going to get hit with next time? Funny from me on. However, I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of story it's going to be. It's very different, and I love it. Sorry for being late, my bad. Hey everybody, he is alive. Good work today. Same to you. Huh? Where's Kei-chan? Keiichi-kun is already off reading the script for the next chapter. Must be hard being the main character. Huh? That's too bad. He could have at least poked in to say hello. It's probably because he doesn't have any character art, so he couldn't poke his head in, even if he wanted to. That's true! They never showed him all the way through, did they? In the anime you see him all the time. He's like a proper main character, you see exactly what he looks like all the way through. Rika-san, that's what we refer to as a personal problem. In any case, that story really was a lot of trouble, especially for Keiichi-kun and Renna-chan. Trouble? That was the mother of all bad ends. It really was, to be fair. Everyone involved died. It seemed like Satoko and Renna wasn't anything to do with everything, though, so they survived. I wonder, what was the identity of the thing that attacked Keiichi-kun? My theory is that it was the work of people made to look like a curse. But at the end, Keiichi made that phone call. Yeah. I also thought that call was strange. At that point, Kei-chan should have been certain that the culprits were people. That really was a strange phone call. It almost sounded like he was being chased by a ghost or something. Just from that phone call, it really makes me think that it was the work of a curse after all. Since we're all here, why don't we all share our theories? Let's start with Sonozaki-san. I absolutely believe it was people. I think it was a man-made incident that was just imitating the strange folklore floating around Hinamizawa. That's what I would think if I was involved with anything to do with it. Certainly. Every year on the day of the festival, for another link in the chain of mysterious deaths to happen certainly is suspicious. That so-called chain of mysterious deaths is definitely somebody trying to reenact the folklore. Definitely. I think it was the curse. Looking at the scene where Keiichi-san went berserk in the entryway, and the last scene with the phone call, I just couldn't come to the conclusion that a person was a culprit. When you say it that way, it really wasn't the type of scene that would make you think it was the work of an actual person. Yeah, but even then, I still think it was a person who did it. The last scene, the one with the entryway, I think it might have been a delusional episode brought about by post-traumatic stress disorder. Yeah. I wouldn't know what's going on anymore, even if he didn't use such complicated words. In other words, Keiichi was so scared that he was imagining things. Then, what was the meaning behind that scene? What exactly was that mysterious presence behind Keiichi? A red herring. Red herring! Keiichi-chan, what do you mean by red herring? Like old man Tomitaki here said, that scene was the result of Keiichi-chan having a stress-induced delusion from being mentally cornered. To expand on that a bit further, it was a ploy to make the player think it was a curse. That's why it was a red herring. When you say it like that, but... well, it just means that there's that possibility. Any other ideas? In that case, the theory that Uishi-san proposed during the story that it was a conspiracy by the villagers was correct. What does the man himself have to say about that? Me? Yes, you. Makes you think, eh? Huh? I totally thought that Uishi-san would be behind the people explanation. During the story, I said it was definitely the work of people, but if a person really was to blame, that leaves a lot of loose ends. Like what? Let's hear what Detective Uishi-san's theory is. First of all, if a human is the culprit, then there has to be a motive. In other words, somebody has to gain something from it. So what you mean is, if this was the work of people, there would have to be something gained from causing the chain of mysterious deaths? Not necessarily, it could just be a nutcase who likes killing people. Exactly. I felt that somebody could have benefited from the deaths of people related to the dam development, but the recent victims weren't related to that at all. First off, who benefits from killing Keiichi-kun? I see. If you say it like that, my case is kinda weak too. I mean, none of your money was stolen. There's no way it was human culprits. That's not everything there is to it, right? Like Michan just said, there might have been some sort of reason for them to reenact the folklore. Exactly. This wasn't a murder where you consider the typical motives. It makes me think that this was most likely some sort of ritualistic murder to reenact the blood-stained history of the village. So I'll ask the question of the hour. Who gains from this reenactment? It's not about simple benefit, it's a more psychological reason. I think that maybe this was an act of revenge, something native to the region. Fate was unable to be fooled this time around. I see. Remember some repressed family looking to wear out an old grudge of their ancestors, something like that? I don't like that. Then what is it? Couldn't be that you're leaning towards the curse explanation, Uishi-san. That's right, that's right. The man playing the detective said so. It's decided it was a curse. If, like how Maibara-san said during the story, it was the case that Oyashiro-sama possessed Rena-san and Sonozaki-san and committed those acts, that would fit the evidence the most, as much as I hate to say it. Actually, I'm not the same opinion of Uishi-san. I can't come up with any other explanation for the normally kind Rena and Michan to suddenly start acting strange like that. About that, it may sound strange coming from the person herself, but I think that Mion, did it. I don't get what Mi is saying. I'd like an explanation. Oh, sorry. In other words, I think this may end up being a really cruel story. Wait, Michan, you don't mean... If you follow the trail of evidence to the very end, that's how it would seem. I also have my suspicions. In other words, Rena-san and Sonozaki-san both actually had those personalities to begin with, and were merely deceiving Maibara-san. Am I right? That's what Keiichi thought a lot of the time, wasn't it? I don't like that at all. Oh god, she's off. This is all the curse's fault. She wants to believe that. Rena-san and Mion-san and everybody else are all kind, nice people. I think that too. I think that Rena and Mion-chan are really good people at heart. I think that during the story they definitely were possessed by something. So Renna also thinks it was a curse. Then let me ask everybody who thinks it was a curse. There has to be a reason for a curse, right? I don't think there will be something indiscriminately cursing everything. Can somebody explain that? A curse is a curse. Human logic won't get us anyway. Sadako-chan, a personified deity, is, in the end, nothing more than the creation of people. That's why their method of thinking is also understandable to humans. Just take a look at the Greek pantheon. They cry, get angry, get jealous. Basically, they're just like humans. So what they're saying is that Oishiro-sama is cursing people with some benefit in mind. That's not a way of putting it, but basically, yes. That's why they say, far from Jupiter, far from his thunder. That was in the game as well, wasn't it? In the actual part. You do have a point. Basically, it doesn't matter if it's Oishiro-sama or humans, there has to be a reason. But Rika, what if that reason isn't clear? I don't know. That's right, this is still just a prologue. There's still a lot of stuff that hasn't been revealed yet. Yeah, it's hard to come up with any more theories at this point. No! I won't be satisfied until this is all made clear. And oh my god, is there plenty more to come. Mion-san seems rather peculiar about this as well. Particular, I mean. We'll just make the best with what we know. Doesn't this feel interesting? Like the club a little bit? Ah yeah, if you put it that way, it does seem interesting. Well then, let's summarise. Let's see, I think it was a curse. Tomataki-kun thinks it was people, right? Yeah. I'll go with it being people. I also agree with the people explanation. That's not to say I hate such fantastic things like curses, but in this particular case, the connection to a curse is a little weak. 2 for the people explanation then. Renna-san was on the curse side of things, right? Yep. Sadako-chan and I believe it was a curse. Right? Yeah! I think it was a curse. People who say that Renna-san and Mion-san were evil to begin with are more befitting of a curse. Well... I don't want to believe that my own personality was that twisted, but I have to be cool when I'm in club mode. If I base my choice on just emotion, I'll regret it, you know? Well now, it doesn't really matter which side you pick, does it? Huh? Rika-chan hasn't said anything yet. What do you think? I don't think that Oishiro-sama is a bad god. That's an interesting opinion. I don't want to worship some bad god that just curses people. I'd like a generous god more than one that curses. That's right, Rika-chan's a shrine maiden. Yep, good opinion. Then what? If Rika-chan doesn't believe that it was Oishiro-sama, then do you think the perpetrators were human after all? We'll just go with that. Well now, that means the votes are split right down the middle. So half of us think it was a curse and half of us think it was people. Renna-chan, just for reference, what did the test players who played this beta version think? Break the fourth wall. Yeah, there was a lot more players who believed in the people explanation. See, right there, our veteran comrades are cool, collected and very observant. But the beta version only finished partway through the story. That's right, even the people who played the beta might change their minds if they got through to the very end. What should we do then? This means that the opinions are still split. It's no fun if we don't settle this. We need there to be an odd number of judges, in other words, we need one more opinion. Ah, perfect timing then. Why don't we ask Keiichi himself? Let's call him. The opinion of the victim himself is very valuable. Since that's decided, it's time for the phone. He should say curse, shouldn't he? Because he said it was a curse at the very end when he was clawing his throat out. Hello, Keiichi-kun? It's Renna. Are you busy with work right now? Yeah, really busy. Just when I thought I'd get a break because the chapter's over, it's already time for the next one. Oh, I wish he was. How's Kei-chan? Busy? Yeah, he's moping. I can hear you, you know. Must be nice having a wrap-up party. I wanted to go too. This isn't in the anime and the manga, by the way. Is in the Yuminiko anime and manga. The spiritual successor to this. They do something similar, but it's not in the Higurashi stuff. You can come if you get some character art for yourself. Draw yourself. Because that's a secret. Ah, sorry about that, Keiichi-kun. Anyways, during the current chapter, Keiichi-kun, didn't you die? We were just talking about who the culprit might be. Basically, we're deadlocked on whether it was people or Oyoshiro-sama's curse that killed you. I'm really sorry, even though you're busy reviewing the script. Keiichi-kun, which do you think it was? That's obvious, isn't it? Which? Isn't it both of them? Targeted by suspicious people from the village, then cursed by some strange Oyoshiro-sama on top of that. It's both humans and a curse. Everybody's just picking on me. So very, very pitiful. Next time I'll pat you on the head for you. You went for the easy way out. In the end, the opinions still split. I'll think this over again. You might have missed something. Well then, please look forward to the next release, Higurashi When They Cry, Watanagashi. Yeah! I promise it's going to be good. It's going to be very different from this one. This was all about Keiichi. The next one, the Cotton Drifting Festival, focuses on a different character going... a little bit funny. And it's going to introduce a new character that I love. I love the new character that gets introduced. So, this has been GreenyXI. I hope you've enjoyed this series. There'll be more to come in this very same playlist and everything once it comes out on Steam. I'll keep you updated when that will be on Twitter. My Twitter is on my channel page. You can see the little bird in the banner, in the channel banner on YouTube. So, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again in a bit with the start of my next game. The next series is going to be blind as well. It's a new game, so it'll be different. See you in a bit, folks.